Most people believe millionaires think the way they do because they have money. But the truth is the opposite. They have money because of how they think. And if you're broke right now, this might be the most important lesson you ever hear, because millionaire thinking isn't about your bank account. It's about your mindset, your decisions, and the way you see the world. And today, I'll show you exactly how to think like a millionaire, even if you're starting from zero. Millionaires don't think in terms of money, they think in terms of value. And while most people ask, how much does it cost? Millionaires ask, what does it return? This single shift separates the wealthy from the average because when you're broke, every dollar feels like a loss. But when you think like a millionaire, every dollar becomes a tool. And that's the first mindset shift. Stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a creator. Consumers spend, creators build. Consumers chase entertainment. Creators chase improvement. Consumers ask what they can buy. Creators ask what they can make. And millionaires are creators by default. Not always in the artistic sense, but in the sense of building systems, assets, and opportunities. Even if you're broke, you can start thinking like a creator today by creating solutions, creating skills, creating opportunities, and creating value, because the world pays creators, not consumers. The second shift is long-term thinking, because millionaires think in decades while the average person thinks in days. The average person wants fast money, fast results, fast success, and fast gratification. But millionaires ask what a decision will look like in 5 years, how a habit will compound, and what an investment will grow into. Even if you're broke, you can start thinking long-term by reading instead of scrolling, learning instead of complaining, building skills instead of chasing trends, saving instead of flexing, and investing instead of spending, because long-term thinking is the foundation of wealth. The third shift is focusing on skills instead of jobs, because jobs pay the bills, but skills build wealth. And millionaires know that one high-value skill can change your entire life. Copywriting, sales, marketing, coding, video editing, public speaking, leadership, negotiation, problem-solving. Skills are the real currency of the wealthy. And the best part is that skills are free to learn. YouTube is free, books are cheap, courses are everywhere, mentors are online. Information is unlimited. And if you're broke, your number one priority should be building skills, not chasing money. Because money follows skills, money follows value, and money follows competence. The fourth shift is seeing problems as opportunities. Because most people run from problems while millionaires run toward them, knowing that every problem is a business opportunity. People hate cleaning, so cleaning companies exist. People hate cooking, so food delivery exists. People hate waiting, so convenient services exist. People hate complexity, so simple solutions exist. People hate confusion, so clear guidance exists. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the reward. And if you're broke, start looking around at what annoys people, what slows people down, what wastes their time, what confuses them, and what frustrates them, because solving that will ensure you're never broke again. The fifth shift is emotional control, because most people make decisions based on fear, impulse, ego, stress, insecurity, and comparison, while millionaires make decisions based on logic, data, strategy, patience, and discipline. They don't panic when things go wrong. They don't chase every shiny object. They don't get jealous of someone else's success, and they don't let emotions ruin their long-term plan. If you're broke, emotional control is your superpower, because when you're calm, you think clearly, and when you think clearly, you make better decisions, and better decisions lead to better outcomes. The sixth shift is investing in yourself first, because before millionaires invest in stocks, real estate, or business, they invest in knowledge, skills, health, mindset, relationships, and discipline, knowing that you are your greatest asset. If you're broke, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Read 10 pages a day, learn a new skill, improve your communication, build your confidence, and upgrade your habits, because these investments compound faster than money ever will. The seventh shift is leverage, because leverage is how you multiply your effort, and there are 4 types: time leverage, hiring people, and delegating tasks; skill leverage, using your expertise to earn more in less time; money leverage, investing so your money works for you; and technology leverage, using tools, automation, and AI to scale. Even if you're broke, you can use leverage by using free tools, automating tasks, learning skills that multiply your income, and building systems that save time, because leverage is how millionaires do more with less. The eighth shift is redefining failure, because most people avoid failure at all costs, while millionaires avoid stagnation. They know failure teaches, failure sharpens, failure reveals, and failure builds resilience. And if you're broke, failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher, and every mistake brings you closer to the right path. The ninth shift is upgrading your environment, because millionaires surround themselves with winners. Your environment shapes your mindset, and if you're surrounded by complainers, quitters, victims, gossipers, and negative thinkers, you will become one of them. Millionaires choose their circle intentionally. People who think big, take action, grow, build, and inspire. And even if you're broke, you can upgrade your environment by following better people online, joining communities, listening to podcasts, reading books, and cutting out negativity, because your circle is your future. The 10th shift is responsibility, because millionaires take responsibility for their lives. They don't blame the economy, their parents, their boss, their past, or their circumstances. They take ownership and say, "It's my life, it's my responsibility, it's my move." And responsibility is power, because when you accept responsibility, you gain control. And when you gain control, you can change your life. Let me tell you a story about Daniel, a guy who grew up broke, not struggling, but broke, working at a gas station, living in a tiny room with no degree, no connections, and no money, but he refused to think like a broke person. He started reading books during his breaks, watched business videos instead of Netflix, learned sales on YouTube, practiced communication in the mirror, and studied millionaires, even though he had nothing. People laughed at him, told him he was wasting his time, told him to be realistic. But Daniel kept going. Within a year, he got a job in sales. Within 2 years, he became the top performer. Within 3 years, he started his own business. And within 5 years, he became a millionaire, not because he had money, but because he had the mindset first. Millionaire thinking came before millionaire income, and that's the point of this entire episode. So here's your actionable takeaway. Ask yourself, what would a millionaire do in my situation? And then act on it. If a millionaire would learn, learn. If a millionaire would save, save. If a millionaire would invest, invest. If a millionaire would cut distractions, cut them. If a millionaire would build a skill, build it. One decision a day, one action a day, one improvement a day. That's how you build the mindset. That's how you build the habits. And that's how you build the life. You don't need $1 million to think like a millionaire, but you'll never get the million if you don't start thinking like one, because wealth begins in the mind long before it appears in the bank. If this episode helped you shift your mindset, follow for more daily wisdom. Your success blueprint is being written one lesson at a time.